Friday, 12th June 2026. Welcome to the Crown TV Grand News. You're watching us live on DSTV channel 277, on Go TV channel 23, and on Topstar channel 89. We're also live on the Star Times application, on Facebook, and on YouTube as Crown TV Zambia. Remember to subscribe to our channel. To present the Grand News this evening, my name is Racheal Chipwende. The headlines. Ex-Chief Spy CHUNGU denied bail. Zambia Army starts renovating MWALE statue at CHIKUMANINO roundabout. President HICHILEMA champions private sector engagement. And in sports, Prince MALEKANI, George MANDU leave Wanderers. The Grand News in detail. Former Zambia Security Intelligence Service Director General Xavier CHUNGU will remain in custody after the Lusaka Magistrates Court had denied his application for bail pending trial. The court ruled that it had no authority to grant bail following an objection by the Director for Public Prosecution, DPP, as Mr. CHUNGU faces charges brought under the State Security Act arising from remarks allegedly made during a podcast interview. Here's a report.
Former Zambia Security Intelligence Service Director General Xavier CHUNGU has been denied bail pending trial after Chief Resident Magistrate Tandose Chapala ruled that the court could not grant his application. The decision followed the issuance of a certificate by the Director of Public Prosecutions objecting to Mr. CHUNGU's release. Magistrate Chapala stated that under the Criminal Procedure Code, courts have no discretion to grant bail in cases brought under the State Security Act once such a certificate has been issued. Mr. CHUNGU, 73, is facing several charges including communication of certain information, seditious practices, and publication of information to unauthorized persons. The charges stem from remarks he is alleged to have made during a podcast interview. In reaching its decision, the court noted that the defense had relied on bail previously granted to Mr. CHUNGU by the High Court in a separate matter. However, the magistrate held that the offences before the court were different, making the earlier bail order inapplicable to the current proceedings. Kondej Sachingelesu MANDU, reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka.
The Zambia Army in Northern Province, in collaboration with the Kasama Municipal Council, has commenced rehabilitation works at CHIKUMANINO roundabout, including the restoration of the MWALE statue that has been in a deformed state for a long time. The MWALE statue is a key symbol of Ulubemba cultural heritage. Once completed, it will be 15 meters in length and will rest on 4 pillars elevated by 2 meters above the ground. Zambia Army Northern Formation Commander Brigadier General Charles Kunda said the renovation works are expected to be completed within a month or less. Details in this report.
The CHIKUMANINO roundabout, home to the MWALE crocodile statue symbolizing Bemba land and Ulubemba heritage, has long fallen into a deplorable state. Every year, the statue undergoes rushed renovations only as the date for the Pangweni traditional ceremony draw near. That cycle is about to end. Kasama Municipal Council has partnered with the Zambia Army to fully beautify the roundabout using funds from the 2026 Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
I wish to mention that the local authority working with the Zambia Army are constructing a MWALE statue at CHIKUMANINO roundabout, and this funding is coming under 2026 CDF funding, and the total cost of the works stands at 136,000.
Zambia Army Northern Command Formation Commander Brigadier General Charles Kunda says the new Ngwena statue will be 15 meters long and rest on 4 pillars elevated 2 meters above the ground. He adds that works are expected to be completed within 1 month or less.
What we are trying to start with is to prepare the ground for the pillars on which the crocodile will rest. It's going to be a massive crocodile. It will be seen from afar. It will be approximately 15 meters length, resting on 4 pillars of 2 meters above the ground. And in terms of completion of the structure itself, we are hoping to be done within the period of 1 month. It can be 1 month, or indeed before a month. The structure should be seen standing here. Thereafter, we can look at the other ancillary works that would go with this in terms of beautifying the place.
The Zambia Army is known for its outstanding maintenance work, evident in the well-kept Golf Course Road at Northern Formation Headquarters in Kasama. Once complete, the upgraded Ngwena statue will beautify Kasama's only roundabout and serve as a lasting symbol of Ulubemba cultural pride. Chanda Wellington reporting for Crown in Kasama.
President Hakainde Hichilema says government remains committed to fostering a strong partnership with the private sector to spur economic growth and national development. Speaking during the 2026 Mid-Year Private Sector Day, President Hichilema says government values the role of the private sector in the economy and is ready to engage businesses in efforts aimed at expanding investment and creating employment opportunities. The head of state says cooperation between the private and the public sector is vital for enhancing productivity, stimulating innovation, and improving the welfare of citizens.
Now to walk with you through the specific reforms in a particular sector. So we hold each other's hands until we get those reforms implemented. And then we can assess their impact on your businesses, on our businesses, because your businesses is our businesses as an economy. That's one point I want to make seriously today. Let's not leave cabinet office, a particular ministry. Let's continue with a work stream approach until we have that single license, which we want, for example, in tourism.
The Court of Appeal has upheld the forfeiture of Simwanga Farm to the state after dismissing former Ministry of Defense Permanent Secretary Steady Mwale's attempt to challenge the seizure of the 1,277-hectare property valued at approximately 2.5 million United States dollars. We have more details in this report.
The Court of Appeal has upheld the forfeiture of Simwanga Farm to the state after dismissing former Minister of Defense Permanent Secretary Steady Mwale's attempt to challenge the seizure of 1,227-hectare property valued at approximately 2.5 million United States dollars. The court dismissed Mr. Mwale's application seeking leave to appeal out of time against the 2024 Economic and Financial Crimes Court's decision, which ordered the forfeiture of the farm to the state following a non-conviction-based forfeiture application by the Anti-Corruption Commission. Simwanga Farm, located in Chikankata district, comprises livestock, horticulture facilities, farm equipment and other assets. The court found that Mr. Mwale failed to comply with the prescribed timelines under the Court of Appeal rules and did not provide sufficient reasons to justify the delay in filing the appeal. The ruling now effectively leaves the forfeiture order intact, meaning the property remains under state ownership. The case was among the matters brought before the courts through the non-conviction-based forfeiture process, which allows authorities to seek recovery of suspected proceeds or assets linked to illicit activities without requiring a criminal conviction. Kundej. Sachingalesu. Mandu. Reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka.
4 aspiring parliamentary candidates in MAZABUKA Central constituency have questioned the basis of security concerns cited by the Zambia Police and the Electoral Commission of Zambia, leading to the suspension of campaigns in the area. The candidates have charged that they have all maintained peaceful, cordial relations even during campaigns. The candidates have since appealed to the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, and the Zambia Police Service to lift the ban on campaign activities in the constituency. The appeal was made after the candidates attended a meeting of the MAZABUKA District Conflict Management Committee held at the council chamber, where they expressed concern over what they described as unfair treatment during the electoral process. Independent candidate Alfred Hankende says political players in the constituency are not known for violence and has wondered why campaign activities had been suspended. And Socialist Party candidate Denwid Masumba says all candidates had been conducting their campaigns peacefully and presenting their manifestos to the electorate before the ban was imposed. Independent candidate placed on Hajintu has accused the Zambia police of harassing fellow independent candidate Gary Nkombo, despite the two candidates having agreed to exchange campaign areas for the day. Meanwhile, independent candidate Gary Nkombo says the ban should be lifted so that all candidates are able to engage with the electorate. Traditional leaders in Luapula province have been urged to exercise caution in the allocation of customary land as they review the Luapula Council of Chiefs strategic plan for 2021 to 2026. The call was made by Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Prudence Chinamakangwa during a strategic plan review meeting held at Teja Lodge in Mansa. The meeting brought together chiefs from across the province to assess progress made under the current strategic plan and lay the groundwork for the new roadmap. Chikondi Piri gives us details in the following report.
Leaders from across Luapula province converged at Teja Lodge in Mansa to review the implementation of Luapula Council of Chiefs strategic plan for the period of 2021 to 2026. Opening the review meeting, Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Prudence Chinamakangwa urged chiefs to ensure that the next strategic plan is aligned with government's 9th National Development Plan. She said such an alignment would help strengthen the role of traditional leaders in supporting development initiatives and improving the welfare of communities. Mrs. Chinama also cautioned chiefs against excessive allocation of customary land for investment purposes.
Provincial administration to change my projects, my programs. I think first don't take that step. Let us consult each other. Not saying to Amipokama, we just want to help you do the correct thing. It is the development in the chiefdom. You have the greater say, but we have a role also to play to ensure that you get the best.
Meanwhile, Luapula Province House of Chiefs Chairperson Dr. Chief Chisunka thanked government for the support rendered to traditional leaders during the implementation of the current strategic plan.
This meeting provides us with an opportunity not only to review our achievement, but also to identify lessons learned and plan stronger than forward for the benefit of our people.
Some of the issues that were raised in the meeting away from the strategic plan review, Senior Chief Kalasa Mkoso appealed to government to help strengthen interventions aimed at resolving succession disputes in chiefdoms. The strategic plan review meeting is expected to provide an opportunity for traditional leaders to assess achievements, identify challenges, and set priorities that will guide the Luapula Council of Chiefs beyond 2026. Chikondi Piri, Crown TV News, Mansa.
Zambia's evening weather forecast for Friday, the 12th of June 2026. A moderate and relatively moist airflow from the southeast continues to influence the weather over most parts of the country, leading to partly cloudy, windy at times, and warm to hot temperatures. Forecast for tonight: northwestern, western, southern, Lusaka Central, Copperbelt, Luapula Northern, Muchinga, and eastern provinces, mainly clear, slightly windy, and cool. This weather forecast is produced by the Zambia Meteorological Department under the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. We take a break.
On a busy day in Lusaka, right in the middle of a vlogging, Mr. Simon Mwele's phone battery died. Well, he knew what to do next. He called Zambia's top cell phone and accessories dealer. In a flash, problem solved. Across town, Dr. Siatwambo was getting ready for a presentation when he realized that his PA forgot something. A quick call to Mobile City and his projector screen was delivered in no time. Meanwhile, Vana Fiasasa was about to leave for the village when she remembered she needed a phone upgrade. One call to Mobile City and a new phone arrived just in time. Vana Fiasasa snapping a selfie before hitting the road? But wait, I thought the other guys were in a hurry. For free, fast and reliable delivery, trust Mobile City. Beware of scammers. Mobile City Delivery. You order, we deliver.
This June, step into a bigger entertainment experience with more to love on us. We're talking more drama, more action, more unforgettable stories, all waiting for you. Bingo. We're opening up our world of entertainment so you can view more. Okay. This June, pay for your current GoTV subscription and we'll upgrade you at no extra cost.
Welcome back. The Grand News continues. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary, Gabriel Pollen, has handed over agriculture mechanization equipment comprising of 6 tractors and various farming implements to 6 wards in Kalumbila district. The 6 tractors have been procured by Kalumbila Town Council at a total cost of 6.3 million kwacha using 2026 Ward Development Fund WDF. Speaking at the official handing over ceremony in Kalumbila district, Dr. Pollen explains that out of the resources, 6 ward development committees resolved to invest part of their allocation in agriculture mechanization to empower their various communities and support productivity. Patrick Mackay gives us more in the following report.
6 new tractors, 1 go, change how Kalumbila farms. Kalumbila Town Council has procured 6 tractor units in Mbenja Push to revamp mechanized farming in the district. The move supports national policy on agricultural mechanization key to achieving food security, livelihood security, and stronger exports. Kalumbila is already the 2nd largest maize producer in Northwestern Province. With abundant arable land, reliable rainfall, and a strategic location, the district is positioning itself as the region's next food basket. The 6 tractors, valued at 6.3 million kwacha, will be shared among 6 wards. Council expects them to boost productivity and ease transport challenges for cooperatives. The purchase was funded through the 2026 Ward Development Fund, WDF.
This commitment is not theoretical, it is practical and visible. It is what we are witnessing day to day across the country through improved service delivery and targeted interventions.
It's a community-driven decision. Cooperatives from all 6 wards asked the local authority to invest equipment instead of cash disbursements through banks. Local leaders say mechanization is now essential for farmers looking to expand and improve efficiency.
Appeal is that mechanism shall be put in place to ensure that there is effective utilization of this equipment. Not only effective utilization, but also effective maintenance systems. Above all, that these tractors are available to the common man.
The Minister of Agriculture was represented at the function.
Are engaged in using manual labor, but with such kind of methods, we know that definitely it will take time for them to prepare land and also do other agricultural activities.
Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Permanent Secretary in charge of administration, Dr. Racheal Chipwende, graced the event.
Through you, I'd like to commend the Council. I'd like to commend your collaboration with the local leadership, and I would like to commend the communities for ensuring that development is inclusive in Kalumbila.
Dr. Chipwende urges farmers to use the tractors well and increase productivity.
When Zambia experienced the West drought, we only produced 1.7 million metric tons. Yet, 2 years, we have produced an unprecedented bumper harvest for this country.
For Kalumbila, the tractors are more than machines. They are a bet on mechanization, food security, and a stronger farming future. Patrick Mackay, Crown TV News, Kalumbila.
The Southern African Center for Constructive Resolution of Disputes, SACCORD, says the decision by Republican President HICHILEMA to return the Public Gatherings Bill to Parliament demonstrates a commitment to participatory democracy and responsive leadership. SACCORD Executive Director Arthur Muyunda says the move reflects the importance of listening to concerns raised by citizens, civil society organizations, faith-based groups, political actors, and other stakeholders regarding certain provisions contained in the proposed legislation.
As Zambia continues to count down to the 2026 general election, various stakeholders have raised concern on some of the country's legislation, particularly the Public Gatherings Bill. The Public Gatherings Bill is a proposed piece of legislation intended to replace the Public Order Act and reform the regulation of public assemblies. Now, despite the bill making it through Parliament and subsequently being sent to Republican President HICHILEMA for assent, various stakeholders have raised concerns over some of its provisions, arguing that certain clauses required further scrutiny to ensure that they fully protected constitutional rights and promoted inclusive democratic participation. In response, President HICHILEMA returned the bill to Parliament for further consideration after identifying inconsistencies in some of its provisions, a decision that has since drawn reactions from civil society organizations and governance stakeholders. Among those welcoming the decision is the Southern African Center for Constructive Resolution of Disputes, SACCORD. The organization says this development reflects the importance of listening to concerns raised by citizens, civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, political players, and other stakeholders over some provisions contained in the proposed law.
An organization that has been advocating for the review of the Public Order Act, we actually are somehow disappointed that the Public Order Act, which was at the verge of being repealed through the Public Gatherings Bill, has been taken back to Parliament. However, even with that disappointment, we are somehow happy because the President has listened to what the majority of stakeholders have been calling for, that the law should be revisited and the law should be reviewed. Now, this is an opportunity for those that have been given the responsibility of looking at the law to consider people's input and also to consider what the stakeholders are looking forward in the law.
Meanwhile, a coalition of civil society organizations has also described the president's decision as an opportunity to revisit long-standing recommendations on public order reforms. The organizations note that the government had constituted a technical committee in 2022 under the Ministry of Justice to review the Public Order Act and make recommendations, but argue that the implementation of those proposals has stalled. The organizations are now calling for broader consultations and review of provisions they believe could create uncertainty in the exercise of the right to peaceful assembly. Reporting for CrownTV News in Lusaka, Chanda Mwango.
Now, Zambia has moved closer to full integration into the global engineering community after becoming the 4th African country to attain provisional signatory status to the Washington Accord. This development is expected to allow Zambian trained engineers to compete and practice more easily across 25 international jurisdictions. This milestone was achieved following the successful defense of Zambia's application by Engineering Institute of Zambia during the International Engineering Alliance Annual General Assembly held in Cape Town from 8th to 12th June 2026. Engineering Institute of Zambia President Wesley Kaluba says the achievement marks a significant advancement for engineering education and professional practice in the country as Zambia aligns itself with internationally recognized accreditation standards.
To confirm that the Engineering Institution of Zambia has been formally admitted as a signatory to the Washington Accord of the International Engineering Alliance. This is a huge milestone, not just for the engineering fraternity back home in Zambia, but also for the country, Zambia. The benefits that we expect to accrue from such a global recognition, they actually go beyond the profession of engineering. As you might know, the International Engineering Alliance is a corporate body of multilateral agreements, and one of them is the Washington Accord, which regulates merit and promotes standards and quality assurance within the engineering profession. As EIZ, we embarked on this journey in 2019, and it hasn't been an easy one. We've attended the international meetings around the world. We've been in India, New Delhi, we've been in Mexico, and here we are in South Africa, in Cape Town. So we made a report talking about what we're able to accredit, the number of systems that we have generated in EIZ, everything talking about quality, sustainability, and financial independence.
Now, more than 500 women from Kasuba area in Chifunabuli North constituency, Luapula province, have expressed gratitude to President Hakainde Hichilema for making free education law. The women made their appreciation known during a meeting addressed by UPND Alliance member Judith Kabemba-Nkonge. Judith Kabemba-Nkonge commended the women for supporting government programs and highlighted the free education policy as a key initiative that has expanded access to education for many children across the country. The women pledged their continued support for President Hichilema and the UPND, citing the benefits they have witnessed under the current administration. More in this report.
In Chifunabuli North constituency in Luapula province, have pledged President Hakainde Hichilema for his bold decision to make free education law. Speaking when UPND Alliance member Judith Kabemba visited women in Kasuwa ward in Chifunabuli North constituency, the women said free education has brought relief to many families who previously struggled to pay school fees for their children. And addressing the gathering, Judith Kabemba-Nkonge praised the women for recognizing the positive changes taking place under the UPND administration.
Hakainde Hichilema ero bale campaign na mu 2021 bali la ili abena Zambia kwe bati inenga mwamvotira ne Hakainde Hichilema nkesa mipela free education. Abana tabakalaalipira bakalasambirira fye. Ayi bantu kuno mwakutulefuma mwalansuminisha mwabafyashi bandi. Kwa wati twalikwata abana bengi abafyelwe n'amaano fya yakwalesa baalipirwa okusambirira yali amaano yayafye muisa mumenshi.
She said the women should be proud that their children have been given an opportunity that many of them were previously denied.
Bambi ni palifwe bene twali kwete fyekikabirira kyakwe bati kuti nasambirira kuti nabako tika kuti nabako kapokola bati mulandu wakubulishya twalifirirwa okusambirira abaana maayo abengi.
The event concluded with songs, dances and messages of appreciation from the women who celebrated what they described as a life-changing policy for the people of Rapra province. Blessings Mkande reporting, Crown TV News.
A case involving allegations of producing and possessing obscene materials has been adjourned in the Lusaka Magistrates Court, with the accused persons expected to take plea later this month. The matter involves film producer David Kazadi, model Mwaka Halundi, and their co-accused Ruby Muzandu, who are facing various charges under the Penal Code. According to the allegations, Muzandu circulated the alleged pornographic videos through a WhatsApp group known as Trip to South Africa, and was also found in possession of the same materials. Details in this report.
Film producer David Kazadi and model Mwaka Halwindi were expected to appear before the Lusaka Magistrates Court to face charges related to the alleged production and possession of obscene materials. However, the matter has been postponed to June 16, 2026, when the two accused persons are expected to take plea. In the same case, co-accused Ruby Mzandu has been charged with allegedly circulating and possessing obscene materials. The alleged offences are said to have occurred in Lusaka between January 2023 and June 2025. Kazadi, aged 34, is facing 4 counts under Section 177 of the Penal Code, including allegations of producing, circulating, and possessing materials considered obscene by the prosecution. Halwindi, 23, on the other hand, is facing 2 counts of allegedly producing and possessing obscene materials. Prosecutors allege that she took part in the production of an obscene video and was later found in possession of the same material. Kundesh Sachingalasu Mandu, reporting for Crown TV News in Osaka.
We'll now take our final break. When we return, we'll look at sports news. We'll be right back.
The Ultimate Business Stage is back. From the 1st to the 7th of July, the Trade Fairgrounds in Ndola will be buzzing with endless opportunities. But how does your business stand out in the crowd? You get on the big screen with Crown TV. We will be live in Ndola, ready to take your brand straight into the homes of millions. From primetime commercials to exclusive event coverage, we create advertising that drives real results. Don't miss out. Visit the Crown TV stand in Ndola between July 1st and July 7th, or contact our sales team today to secure your special trade fair advertising package. Crown TV, feel the honor.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 255 kwacha, only on DSTV.
Everyone wonders why I'm always jovial and happy. Every day, every time. At work, even under pressure. At play, always under control. Even with Bay, I always shine. And today, I get to share my secret companion, Best Kombucha. Gives me the energy but also boosting my immune system as I go by my day-to-day activities.
Toileta mami we best kombucha sonwemu. Toileta daddy we best kombucha sonwemu. Iye nani best kombucha. Best kombucha. Iye nani mwa kombucha.
Now you know.
Best kombucha. Iye nani best kombucha. You drink kombu best kombucha.
This sports news is sponsored by Nutricom, the manufacturers of Best Kombucha and Divine Power Kombucha.
Welcome back. In sports news this evening, Prince MALEKANI, George MANDU leave Wanderers. Before we get into the details, here's a word from our sponsors.
Everyone wonders why I'm always jovial and happy. Every day, every time. At work, even under pressure. At play, always under control. Even with Bay, I always shine. And today, I get to share my secret companion, Best Kombucha. Gives me the energy but also boosting my immune system as I go by my day-to-day activities.
Toileta mami we best kombucha sonwemu. Toileta daddy we best kombucha sonwemu. Iye nani best kombucha. Best kombucha. Iye nani mwa kombucha.
Now you know.
Best kombucha. Iye nani best kombucha. You drink kombu best kombucha.
Sports news in detail. Mfulira Wanderers Football Club have confirmed the departure of goalkeeper Prince MALEKANI and midfielder George MANDU following the expiry of their contracts with the club. MANDU leaves the club after completing a one-season loan spell and has since returned to his parent club, Red Arrows FC. Meanwhile, MALEKANI brings to an end a 3-year stint with Wanderers, during which the club says he made a significant contribution to the team. Mfulira Wanderers has thanked both players for their dedication and service during their time at the club and wished them success in the next chapter of their careers. The National Olympic Committee of Zambia, NOCZ, held its second media awareness workshop in Lusaka. The event focused on the theme strengthening media excellence in sports reporting towards Olympic and Commonwealth Games. Supported by Olympic Solidarity, the workshop brought together more than 20 journalists from different media outlets and national sports federations. The goal was to improve sports reporting as Zambia prepares for the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow and the 2026 Youth Olympic Games in Dakar. Speaking during the workshop, NOCZ Secretary General Boniface Kambikambi said the initiative reflects the committee's commitment to strengthening collaboration with the media, recognizing journalists as key partners in promoting the Olympic and Commonwealth movements in Zambia. Kambikambi noted that continuous engagement between NOCZ and the media will help improve public understanding of sports development programs, athlete preparation, and achievements of Team Zambia on the international stage. Media Institute of Southern Africa, MISA Zambia National Director Austin Kayanda facilitated a session on investigative journalism in sports, emphasizing its critical role in maintaining integrity of sports by holding powerful institutions and individuals accountable. Meanwhile, NOCZ board member and chairperson for the Legal and Ethics Commission, Racheal Chipwende, led a session on sports law and ethics in reporting, highlighting key legal and ethical considerations in sports reporting, including defamation, privacy rights, safe sports principles, and dispute resolution mechanisms, while encouraging media practitioners to adhere to established legal frameworks and journalistic standards. This item brings us to the end of sports news for this evening, but before we go, another word from our sponsors.
This sports news is sponsored by Nutricom, the manufacturers of Best Kombucha and Divine Power Kombucha.
We come to the end of the grand news for this evening, Friday, June 12th, 2026. Before we go, we look at the headlines once again. Ex-chief spy CHUNGU denied bail. Zambia Army starts renovating Ngwena statue at CHIKUMANINO roundabout. President HICHILEMA champions private sector engagement. And in sports, Prince MALEKANI, George MANDU leave Wanderers. Ends the grand news for this evening. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Racheal Chipwende. Good night.